Right now, when the sun goes down, you flip a switch. Light floods your room. You barely think about it. But for over 95% of human history, there were no switches, no bulbs, no streetlights, no phone screens glowing in the dark. When the sun dropped below the horizon, our ancient ancestors were plunged into a world of near-total darkness, a world filled with predators, cold, and the unknown. So what did they actually do? Did they just sit there? Did they sleep the second it got dark? Or was sunset actually one of the busiest, most important parts of their entire day? Let's find out. Long before sunset ever arrived, ancient humans were already preparing for it. As the sky began to change color, there was a quiet urgency in the camp. This wasn't relaxation time, it was crunch time. Hunters and gatherers who were still out in the open had to make it back before darkness fell completely. Because after dark, the open plains and forests belonged to something else. Predators. Lions, hyenas, wolves, and big cats were most active at dusk and through the night. Being caught outside camp after sundown wasn't just inconvenient. It could be a death sentence. So the final hour of daylight was often spent moving fast, gathering the last fruits, finishing the day's hunt, carrying water back to camp, and making sure every member of the group was accounted for. Sunset wasn't the end of the workday, it was the deadline. Once everyone was safely back, one task mattered more than almost anything else: the fire. Fire wasn't just for warmth, it was survival technology. A burning fire kept predators at a distance, since most animals instinctively avoid flame. It provided the only real light source for hours after the sun disappeared, and it allowed the group to cook, which made food safer to eat and easier to digest. Building and maintaining that fire before full darkness set in was one of the most critical jobs of the entire day. In many early human groups, someone was likely responsible for tending it constantly, feeding it wood, and making sure it never went out completely, because relighting a fire from scratch in pitch darkness with primitive tools was far harder than keeping one alive. That flickering fire became the center of everything that happened next. With the fire crackling and the sky turning black, the entire group would gather close together. This is where something remarkable likely happened, something that many researchers believe helped shape human culture itself: storytelling. During the day, conversations tend to be practical: where to find food, what direction to walk, warnings about danger. But at night, around the fire, the tone shifted. Studies of modern hunter-gatherer groups like the Juhoansi people of southern Africa show that after dark, conversation moves towards stories, myths, humor, and memories. Anthropologists believe this pattern likely stretches back tens of thousands of years. These fireside stories weren't just entertainment. They passed down survival knowledge: which plants were poisonous, which rivers flooded, which animals were dangerous. They reinforced social bonds between group members, and they explained the unexplainable: the stars, the moon, death, and the origins of their world. In many ways, Night Around the Fire was humanity's first classroom, its first theater, and its first form of community bonding, all happening in the same flickering circle of light. Once the stories quieted down, the night sky itself became something to study. With zero artificial light pollution, the ancient night sky wasn't just visible, it was overwhelming. Thousands of stars, the full arc of the Milky Way, and planets moving slowly across the black canvas above. Many ancient cultures didn't just admire this, they used it. The position of certain stars helped track the seasons, predict migrations of animals, and even guide long-distance travel. Some of the earliest evidence of human symbolic thinking includes markings believed to track lunar cycles, suggesting that watching the night sky wasn't passive, it was one of humanity's first sciences. So when the sun went down, our ancestors weren't just hiding from darkness. In a strange way, they were studying it. But we shouldn't romanticize this too much. Night was also dangerous, and danger meant someone had to stay awake. Most early human groups likely practiced some form of night watch. While most of the group slept, at least one person stayed alert, listening for the sounds of approaching predators or rival groups. Sleep itself was different from ours too. Many researchers believe ancient humans experienced segmented sleep, waking in the middle of the night for a period of quiet activity before falling back asleep. Without electric light dictating a strict 8-hour block, the body may have naturally split rest into two phases, with a waking period in between used for low-key tasks, quiet talk, or simply lying awake listening to the dark. That means the modern idea of one uninterrupted night's sleep might actually be unusual compared to how humans slept for most of our history. So when you put it all together, sunset for ancient humans wasn't just the end of the day. It was a shift into an entirely different mode of survival, culture, and connection. The rush to get home, the urgency of building fire, the stories that preserved knowledge and brought people together, the study of the stars, the vigilance required to stay safe until sunrise. Every single night for hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors performed this same routine, a routine so important that many anthropologists believe it helped shape human language, cooperation, and even our sense of time itself. So next time the sun goes down and you casually flip on a light switch, remember, for almost all of human history, that moment meant something completely different. It meant fire, it meant stories, it meant watching the sky, and it meant staying alive until morning. If you enjoyed this, check out the rest of this series where we explore what ancient humans did all day, because their world was a lot more complex than we ever imagined. See you in the next one.